The first PlayStation State of Play for 2024 just went down. There was a ton of announcements made here, with just around 15 games on full display. But let's break down some of the show's biggest moments. Up next. What's going on, guys? It's Kalo, and I'm here to give you the lowdown on all things gaming. And if you're new to Game Sandwich, feel free to subscribe to this channel for weekly video game news content. Drop a like on the video, and welcome to today's Game Bite. I think it's pretty safe to say this PlayStation showcase had a lot riding on it. There were a lot of questions as to what the year of 2024 would look like for Sony, especially when it comes to their major first-party games. And I gotta admit, while most of these games are third-party ones, this showcase answered all of my burning questions as to what lies ahead. So without further ado, let's dive. Get it? Because it's Helldivers. Anyway, let's start with Helldivers 2. This game is slated for February 8th, which is just a week away. And it's certainly a game they've been pushing quite hard in marketing. And while the game isn't getting that full $70 price tag most games get nowadays, I feel as if this game would have really benefited from being included in PlayStation Plus Premium. Next up is Stellar Blade, which got a pretty lengthy look. The game is set within this post-apocalyptic Earth, and what's most interesting here is this game is coming out April 26th. This is a very welcome surprise, and it looks like PlayStation was holding on to this game for a pretty long time. And I feel this is something more companies should take note of, but that's just me being picky. Next up was the surprise of the show for me, and that was Sonic and Shadow Generations. If you know me, you know I love me some Sonic, and not to mention, this would be a nice pairing with that next Sonic movie coming out within the next few years, whose main villain appears to be Shadow as well. Now, Silent Hill: The Short Message is up next, which was a game that I've seen many people talking about online. This is gonna be a first-person Silent Hill game that looks to capitalize on my greatest fears being jump scares. I swear I'm tough, guys, but they always get me. But what's great yet again about this game is, one, the game's gonna be free, and who doesn't like free stuff? But what's even better is the game is out right now. Now let's stay within the world of Silent Hill, seeing how Silent Hill 2 was also shown off, and it looks pretty good to me. What's weird here is no release date being mentioned, and all they said was it was in development for the PS5. And many were led to believe that was supposed to come out this year, but you guys know these things are always subject to change. Next up is Judas, which is a game that was created by the minds behind the BioShock series, and I gotta say, this one hit different. It looks all kinds of weird and trippy, and much like the BioShock series, we get a nice mix of gun and magic combat. And upon further digging into this title, Take-Two mentioned to investors that they do have aspirations to launch the game by March of 2025. So keep your eyes peeled for a release date around that time. Now, one of my biggest questions coming into this showcase, oddly enough, was PSVR 2. And it looks like the Metro series looks to be the next big IP added to this device. I think what's important about this platform is really to get more games and more recognizable IPs like Horizon and now like Metro on the device to give early investors more reason to hold on to their headsets and to give new investors a reason to buy in. Now, I caught rumors before this showcase went down that Ronins will rise, and here we go. Rise of the Ronin got a nice preview here, and this looks to be an open world action RPG. And with that open world, I think traversal over the various environments is huge. And this game looks to deliver on just that promise. This is all with various fast-paced methods like your glider, grappling hook, and much more. And look to get your hands on this game in March of this year. Now, let's look to get weird, because when talking about this next game, you just can't help it. And what a way to close out this showcase with Death Stranding 2 on the beach. This is classic Hideo Kojima at his finest. And from what I gathered, it still looks to be hinged on this idea you're still delivering packages, but with a bunch of weather events thrown in the mix. Now, while I can never really wrap my simple brain around what's going on in this game, Higgs appears to be back in the fold. And at one point, he had this electric guitar, but not only that, he got into a fight with a cyborg from Metal Gear? Please someone make this make sense. But this game looks to release in 2025, which is kind of a bummer. And it appeared as if the show was going to be over, but then Kojima was brought out once again, and it looks like he's working on this action espionage game. This gives us yet another new IP to look forward to, and there's a lot of chatter online that this could be the answer to Metal Gear, and by their words, this game's gonna have near lifelike visuals. So I think it's safe to say at that point, you gotta let Hideo cook and kinda just see what he comes up with here. Now I know heading into this showcase, a lot of PlayStation fans, especially Final Fantasy fans, were hoping to get something about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Some were hoping a demo would drop during the PlayStation showcase as well. And I can't help but think Square Enix kinda messed up here, mainly because the official anniversary of Final Fantasy VII was on that day. But don't worry, I got some good news. You Final Fantasy fans better mark your calendars, because next Tuesday, February 6th at 3:30 Pacific time, we're gonna be getting an extended look at Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. And I honestly think that's such a big game for them. It does deserve its own showcase, so hopefully we got some good news ahead. But for a state of play, especially given their track record, I thought the show was pretty good. I tend to lower my expectations as per usual with any showcase, but I thought this was a nice mix of games. But with all that being said, I'm gonna pass this question off to you guys. What was your favorite moment from the showcase? I didn't necessarily have that favorite moment. Maybe you can count Sonic, but I'm gonna take this time now, put it out there into the ether, speak it into existence. Can we please get Jak and Daxter at some point this year? Just give me some news. But hey, drop a like and comment on this here video, and subscribe to Game Sandwich for all your gaming news, rumors, and reviews. I've been Kalo, and this has been your Daily Game Bite, and I'll see you guys next time.